Happy Sunday, everybody. Today's March 8th. Let's go over every game happened on March 7th, Saturday. We're going to have 6 games. The first one is the Orlando Magic beat the Timberwolves 119-92. Impressive win. The Wolves, I think they won 7 straight, but then they played an early game on a Saturday, so who knows what the young guys did on Friday. Maybe that's one of the reasons they really struggled here. Anthony Black played just 2 minutes. I think he was doubtful for next game. Yeah, let's just drop him, Unfortunately, he had a great season. It just, he gets injured and guys coming back around playoff time. There's no reason to hold on to him. Jalen Suggs, of course, remain a must roster. In the playoffs, he's performing well. 3 threes, 2 steals and a block with 4 rebounds and 4 assists. Banchero has been grabbing a lot of rebounds as of late. 15 rebounds here, 25 points. Happy with that, I guess. Banchero is not a guy like I said many times, you got to pound free throws with him. That's one thing. And his biggest value is the points. And, he grabbed a good chunk of rebounds. Although in the last month, he shot 80% from the field. But he's such a big guy. He's only shooting 45% from the field. 80% from the free throw line is great. And turnover over a ton, 3.7 turnovers a game. So you really got to pound a couple efficiency categories. Unless you have a specific team build that he can really shine. I wouldn't recommend him draft him early just because it doesn't really fit your team. If you draft him in the 4th round, you're not doing so well. Free throws and then field goal and then turnover. Like if you're pounding 3, it's hard, and then he doesn't give you a lot of defensive on top of those bad turnovers and efficiencies. Desmond Bane had a great one, 10 for 10 from the free throw line, 30 points. Happy with his production. For the Timberwolves, a little bit disappointing across the board. Dante goes 0 for 6. Anthony Edwards had a great game, 34 points, 2 steals and 2 blocks with 5 threes. But I guess he was the only Timberwolves that played well. And how about Jaden McDaniels? He's just really up and down. He had 3 steals, which was nice, but absolutely nothing else. And Randall also somewhat quiet game, but had 9 rebounds and 2 steals. And Rudy 6 for 6, 2 steals and 1 block. Yeah. This Timberwolves team, throughout the year, I think you don't really have a lot of opportunity because the starters are always locked in, and the guys didn't really get hurt all that much. So, now maybe the only guy that's worth streaming is Dalsumo, who had a horrible game here. Moving on to the next one, you have the Brooklyn Nets. They somehow beat Detroit, 107-105. Michael Porter Jr. is balling. 3 threes, took 25 shots, 13 rebounds, 2 steals and blocked, 30 points. Amazing game here. Nolan really struggled. I would still hold on to him if I'm looking for assists. He has some foul trouble here. Still had a steal and a block. Maybe that salvaged the line just a little bit. Claxton had 1 steal and 3 blocks, and Noah Clowney has been, he's been putting up good points. Noah Clowney in the last month is 118th ranked player, averaging 14 points. Yeah, he give you good points and threes, but not a lot else. Good thing is he's shooting okay from the field, 47% and 81% from the free throw line. Right, doesn't really turn the ball over. So in the playoffs, if you need points and threes, for sure he's a guy that you could have. You're not gonna really find a lot of guys better than him on the waiver wire. Zaire Williams has been getting a lot of minutes. Unless there's a back-to-back, I wouldn't stream him. For Detroit, Jalen Duren, you don't see that very often. He goes 7 for 19, but 14 rebounds, still and 3 blocks, 17 points is still great. Well, I guess they didn't have Kate Cunningham here. So, actually, Jenkins is always a great stream, without Kate Cunningham. They also don't have the Thompson. Not Oscar Thompson. Yes, Oscar Thompson. They did not have him. So, Marcus Sasser came in, played 28 minutes. He had 5 steals. Yeah, if he starts again, maybe we could potentially look into him. Duncan Robinson hit 3 threes and 15 points. Absolutely nothing else. But those guys, I don't think they're going to be out for so long. They just get injured at the wrong times. Moving on to the next team, you have Sixers, lost to the Hawks, super high score game. The big news here is that Tyrese Maxey hurt his finger, so let's see how bad it is. Just unfortunate timing. Yeah, I doubt he's gonna do anything surgery. He's just gonna play through it. At the end of the day, just a finger, but that could impact his shooting, right? Like how hard he's going through it right now. Maxey, before he got hurt, I mean, he had a great game. 4 steals is amazing. 3 threes, 31 points. So with Maxey out, potentially out or whatever, like Quentin Grimes, now he's into like definitely stream territory. Kelly Oubre Jr. has to get more shots, more playing time, but he's already getting big playing time. And VJ Edgecombe also was out, so a lot of guys were out. Bona played 29 minutes, had a block. He could be streamed. Same thing with Andre Drummond. I think Embiid is still going to be a week or 2 weeks out. Yeah, if you have Embiid, like it's time to drop him too. I hate to say it, if this week is our first week of playoffs, right? Next week you only have like 2-3 weeks, and Embiid is gonna be out for 2 of them, right? He might play 1 or 2 games for you. It's not worth it holding on to him. But of course, you have an IR and you have an open spot, you can put it in there. Otherwise, you gotta make some tough choices in the playoffs. All right, and we'll look at the Hawks. Yeah, this team is just so many great fantasy players. Just because they run a lot, they get a bunch of defensive stats. They're young. Okongwu in a bit foul trouble, but look, he was being amazing last month. This game still like 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, 10 points is good in my opinion. Jalen Johnson popped off, crazy good efficiency, 7 assists, 2 steals, and 10 rebounds, and 35 points is pretty good. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, some way somehow this year he just find ways to find minutes and contribute. 24 points and 4 threes here. Added 6 assists and a steal. Great. CJ, he's going to give you points, assists, and threes. They just straight up started him. And Dyson Daniels chipped in 9 rebounds, 2 steals, and 15 points. Yeah, everybody kind of ate versus the Sixers. That's great. All the whole entire starting lineup. Moving on to the next game. We have 3 more. Yeah, there's only 6 games. We have the LA Clippers. Well, they lost. It was a heartbreaking loss to the Spurs on Friday night. They bounced back on the road versus the Grizzlies, and Kawhi looked really good. Played just 28 minutes, but 12 for 14 from the free throw line is great. 2 steals, 28 points. I would take it because it was a back-to-back, so the minutes were low across the board. Benedict Mathurin played 35 minutes. He had a good game, 21 points. Yeah, in my opinion, if you need free throws and points, you got to have him, even at this time. Brook Lopez, I think it's maybe because of back-to-back, he played just 12 minutes. Look, if you need points, he had a really good game on Friday, by the way. But if you need blocks and threes, I think he's probably the best options you could have out there. And Isaiah Jackson, 12 rebounds. Yeah, if Brook Lopez misses games, I think he's a no-brainer stream for some defensive stats and rebounds. 2 steals and block, 12 points in 25 minutes is decent. Missed 2 free throws, though. Jordan Miller played 33 minutes, 10 for 12. It's hard to predict his minutes, so I wouldn't stream him, right? Derrick Jones Jr., that's someone I would stream for defensive stats and threes. Unfortunately, no threes, hit 1 steal, but 7 for 8 from the field is good. We look at the Grizzlies. This is also a fun season. Everybody just played 24 minutes, and who has the best line? I would say Ty Jerome did here. 23 points, 7 assists, 3 threes, 2 threes. He just finds ways to put up big numbers. Taylor Hendricks had a good game, but he's really up and down. And then they have Cedric Coward came off the bench, played 22 minutes. Kev Spencer only getting 15. You have Scottie Pippen Jr., also another guy that I'm okay with. I'm down to stream him for those guard stats. And Prosper now just getting starting center full time. If you need blocks and rebounds, you can have him. But again, you see he only played 22 minutes. J.G. Jackson Jr., we know if he played 35, he's going to be great. He's going to give you a lot of points, probably average close to 20 points and 10 rebounds. But, 22 points here, 14 points, 22 minutes here, still on a block, still put up a good game. So the strategy with these Grizzlies guys, it's the same versus many other teams. It's just, you stream these guys if there's a back-to-back or if their schedule is great. they got 3 games in the next 4 days or 5 days, then these guys become stream. You could stream them. Otherwise, if that week they only have like, next 4 days they only have 1 game, then definitely not somebody. It's time to drop everybody. The next game is the Utah Jazz. Well, 2 teams that's not going anywhere. However, Filipowski, finally he's getting minutes, must roster. 14 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks. He really reminds me of Kelly Olynyk. Maybe Kelly Olynyk is a little bit better, more efficient than this guy, but yeah, fantasy profile-wise, it's the same. They can do everything. They can do everything. And he's kind of showing that. Cody Williams had a decent game with 11 rebounds, 2 steals. Look, if he gets 37 minutes, if you want to stream him next time, sure. Ace Bailey also had a decent game. Not really. 5 turnovers, but 2 steals is great, and just 9 points. And Keontae George really struggled here at 22 points and 2 threes. But every game that Keontae plays, we should be happy. And John Conchar is a guy that I would look to stream, especially with Keontae George out. He's a great fantasy player. Actually gets you a lot of defensive stats. For Milwaukee Bucks, I'm not sure why Giannis is playing, but he is. So that's great. Can't complain too much. Had 4 steals, 9 rebounds, 8 assists, and 27 points. Ryan Rollins, Kevin Porter Jr. has been out. Ryan Rollins, great game. 13 points, 11 rebounds, 3 threes, 8 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks. What a game from him. And you have this guy, Jane, 8 rebounds, 9 assists is very, very impressive. So if Kevin Porter Jr. is out, let's stream this guy, Jane. And Jericho Sims, he's get around 30 minutes, so I don't mind streaming him as well. And Miles Turner is pretty cooked. If you don't need blocks, don't hesitate dropping him. And look at last game of the night, we have the Golden State Warriors. They lost to the Thunder, somewhat close game, even without Steph Curry. So impressive by the Spurs, by the Warriors, to be honest. And we finally see Porzingis play, but he's not worth rostering at this point. Played 23 minutes, that's good for him. 1 block, 5 assists is good, but 3 for 6 from the line, 3 for 10. Pretty bad game from him. And I'm sure if the Warriors play some shitty teams, 25 minutes of Porzingis, he could go for 20 points and 10 rebounds and 3 blocks. That's totally possible. But then how many games is he really going to play? So we could stream him if we get the confirmation like he's going to play that day. But if you're in the league and you have limited acquisitions, is it a smart thing to do? Even if you get confirmation he played the next game, maybe he just misses the next 3. So you just waste an acquisition to just get 1 game out of him. So I personally would just be done with it. To be honest, he had a rough couple years. On the other side, I'll be way more comfortable streaming Al Horford if the Warriors have a back-to-back or 3 games in 4 nights. Draymond Green had 2 steals and 16 points. That's good. And Gia Santos, like him a lot. They gave him a lot of minutes. He took 19 shots, the most on the team as well. So, So, Santos, Al Horford, Podziemski, everybody else, not really worth rostering. For OKC, we finally got Shea back. That's great. 27 points, 14 for 15 from the line. Good stuff from Shea. Isaiah Joe, if he starts, it's the same strategy with these OKC guys. If there's a good schedule coming up, Isaiah Joe, Cason Wallace, Jared McKean, Eric Wiggins, right? There's a back-to-back for sure. You stream these guys. But, from game to game, you just don't know. For example, Jared McKean only played 13 minutes, right? He very well could play 23 the next and have 20 points. It's hard to predict. Although I think Jalen Williams is it's a safer stream if Isaiah Hartenstein, and also Shea Holmgren is out. So for sure he's going to play high minutes here because they don't have any other big men. That's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.